Coach, let's talk about the late run of the season. You guys had an incredible run there and made the Nationals for only the second time in program history. Let's talk a little bit about the end of the season there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole new thing for us. Our qualifier got moved, and I think moved in the right direction, but it landed on finals. So the guys had that added challenge of trying to get themselves up to top speed for the Western Sprints race up in Sacramento. Of course, it was right with the WCC racing, so both the men's and the women's teams were in the same spot. The guys did great. They got an AQ. And then, of course, it's a pretty young squad, so that whole trip of getting them back through finals, getting them back into training, getting them up to their top speed at the IRAs was a new and exciting adventure, and it worked out awfully well for us.
You come away with the final rankings of nationally ranked 22nd and 23rd. And it's only the second time in program history the team's ever been ranked. I mean, that's got to feel pretty good for you, right?
Yeah. I mean, being there, as is the case with any national championship, I mean, you walk around, especially if it's like your first, for my team, it was our first trip. It's a pretty daunting challenge. And so, lining up against Cal, Washington, Harvard, Yale, etc., it's a big deal. And for them to actually, typically when you're the new person on the block at these races, you're seated last and oftentimes you finish last. So for them to actually finish up in the rankings was a huge accomplishment. And then, of course, there's the Gonzaga bit, finally beating Gonzaga's 1V in just a sequence of really great races it was very satisfying.
And you mentioned you have a young squad, and a young squad will return next year, hungry for more, I'm sure. What can we look forward to going into next season?
Well, we figured a lot of stuff out. It's funny. You'd think that after 24 years I'd really have it all figured out, but we're learning and picking up some new things. The guys have a very clear idea about how selection will happen as they roll into this coming year, so they know that a big part of it is on them to step it up to try to get into those top boats. We've got a very, very exciting fall schedule in place, so I think that a lot of people will be training very hard this summer and will come back really at a higher level and fitter than what we had this last fall. And then on top of it, we've got one of our strongest recruiting classes, so it's going to be a pretty exciting fall on the water on Mission Bay.